So second mortgages for investment properties, very popular request these days, especially as our first mortgages are typically lower rates. We already have an established first mortgage, typically lower rates than what we can offer currently for a new first rate mortgage, especially a cash out. So very popular request. We're going to go through a few examples here of ways we can use these second mortgages for investment properties. Definitely a new tool that we have in the last about 6 months, right? These didn't really exist about 6 months or so ago. So definitely very popular now, and definitely a great tool for our investors that want to still get some cash and don't want to touch their first mortgage. So first option, our highest CLTV, so a $200,000 second mortgage, taking it up to an 80% combined loan to value. So that means a $200,000 second. That would mean the first would be $200,000 as well. So this option here, lowest rate we can offer, 9.75 rate for 3 discount points in costs. That's a final APR of 10.434. And you see here, this is a demo here with a 500,000 approximate value, 200,000 first rate mortgage we don't want to touch, and we're going to get a new 200,000 second mortgage up to the maximum of 80% combined loan to value. So great option, again, for investors that don't want to touch their low first rate mortgage. Second option here is more of the standard LTV. So this is where the pricing gets a little bit better. So both of these options were at the high credit, 760 credit, like we use in all our demos. So at the high credit, a slightly lower loan amount and slightly lower LTV of $175,000 loan and 75% C LTV means we can get some better rates here. So lowest rate we can offer 9.625 for 2.625 discount points. And we even have some options here with a lender credit. So 10.875 actually affords a little bit of a lender credit here. So some great options. And again, that's a 500,000 approximate value, 200,000 first rate mortgage. First mortgage, low rate mortgage that we're not going to touch, and a new mortgage for 175,000 cash out for our investor. Now let's talk about our low FICO options. So a couple demos here for the lowest FICO options we have for investment properties, and that's going to be a 660 FICO. So similar scenario before, 660 FICO, we're going to be able to get $150,000 second mortgage in our example, which really limits it at 70% CLTV here. So we see a little bit higher rates and costs because of the credit, but a great option for our borrowers that still want to take advantage of a second mortgage instead of the touching their first. So 11% rate for 3 discount points in costs, and the lowest cost option, 11.5 rate for 2 discount points in costs. Remember, this is a 500,000 approximate value, 200,000 first mortgage we're not going to touch. We're going to get the 150,000 new cash. And just to compare, again, slightly lower LTV doesn't actually improve the price. So 65 and 70 LTV are going to be the same. Remember, the 660 FICO is really what's limiting us here. So this is 660 FICO, 125,000 loan amount, 65 C LTV. And similar as the option before, 11% rate for 3 discount points of cost, 11.75 for 1.5 discount points. So some decent options here. It's about the same though. So 660 is the lowest FICO we can go, and some great options in between there for our investors. Now our final demo. This is something new. This is something that just came out actually just a few weeks ago. So now we have some options, which I haven't had the opportunity to use one yet, but definitely recommend all of our teammates out there know that these exist, and all of our investors out there, if they find a situation where this might work, that would be amazing. So our final second mortgage for investors, investment properties, is going to be a 200,000 second mortgage, 40% loan to value first, combined with our 40% second for an 80% combined loan to value. This is a piggyback. So this would be, for example, there's only probably limited scenarios where this may work, where the first mortgage has a limit on the LTV for cash out, say maybe 70% or 60% as a limit because of something. And for some reason, we want to get the max 80, we combine a second mortgage to get even more cash out. So probably a limited amount of places where this will work, but definitely a cool new option that the markets have added here. So for this, it's actually lower rate because we're combining it. We're doing 2 loans at the same time here, which is the first mortgage for 40 LTV. That's not what we're showing on the screen. And then we're going to combine that with our second mortgage to reach the final 80% cash out. So here we have 9.625 is the lowest rate we can offer for 0.5 discount points and costs, so pretty amazing there. And if you take that up to a little higher rate, we even have some amazing lender credits. So 10.25 can get up to 0.9 lender credits there. So a lot lower cost when we combine it with the first mortgage, and that's because basically you're doing two loans at once rather than one separate stand-alone, more risky loan. You have the lower risk first loan combined with the little bit higher risk second loan. So overall, we can offer a little better price overall on the second. So some good options there for our borrowers in very specific situations that may want to take advantage of these cool new tweaks that we can offer for fixed rate second mortgages for investment properties.
I think we can go ahead and wrap it up and keep it short and sweet here today. Remember, everybody, we do this at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday where we go through the live rates and then do a deep dive into a different topic. So we'll be back tomorrow with a new topic. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for the next episode of Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.